Hey, what's up? So I'm gonna try this today without headphones, because I've been trying to get my volume straight for these videos. It's always low, and it's like when I do playback in my headphones, it always sounds loud. So I'm gonna test it out this way, see how it turn out. But I'm gonna do a collective energy read, but I'm also gonna talk about dreams. So in my previous video, I said that eventually, kind of soon in the future, they are going to recategorize or kind of redefine what dreams are based on this new, I guess you could say, new paradigm that we're in. And I wanted to talk about something because it's been on my mind like all week. So I realized that this Mandela effect thing is a part of the Matrix. And then I started wondering, like, where am I at now in this timeline? Because I remember there used to be 52 states. And so I started sitting back and just trying to remember, like, when was that introduced to me? And I was thinking, like, that was around the same year that the shuttle exploded. So I started going to kindergarten in around 84 or 85. I know I was 5 years old when I started kindergarten. And I remember in the third grade, we had to memorize states and the state capital. And we were graded on that. So I remember that I had to go back and look at the map, because I remember that the first, or the state that became the 51st state, was originally one state that split in half. And when I looked at the map, I was like, yo, I think that it was Pennsylvania. Because I remember as a kid looking at it, I was like, well, it's so small compared to Missouri. Why would they split? And it had something to do with rivers, water, some industrial stuff. And the state wanted to be separate because they wanted certain laws. So the state basically split in half. Then the 52nd state was a state, or it was a landmass that was below Florida. And I kept trying to remember, was it Puerto Rico? What was it? It was something that was a little bit below. Well, I remember looking at the map as a child, and it was something below Florida. And I remember the teacher saying they finally decided to make them a state. They were a district, but now they are now a state. So then we had 52 states. Then I remember there being this contest. Now that there were 52 states, they had to redo the United States flag. And they had this big contest. I remember seeing it on TV. You could enter in to design a new flag. And I remember somebody won, and we were supposed to get all these new coins. And all this stuff happened right before summertime. So it's like summer hit. And then once I went back to school the following year, it was just like all that stuff had died down. I don't remember it. And then as I got older, now there's 50 states again. So I went on Google, and it looks like I'm not the only one. It was other people, because I made a screenshot where I saw that there had to be other people trying to find out what were these other two states. So that actually happened. but now it doesn't exist in this timeline. So and then the other thing was, if this matrix can change, nothing is what it seems to be. So when I talk about religion, how religion isn't a solution, but it is also a codex, meaning that it contains truths, but they fixated certain agendas within it. Same thing with astrology, the same thing with cosmology. If we can notice the changes here within this plane, what makes you think that the stars haven't changed? The sun, the moon, astrology, tarot. Because I have a vivid memory of seeing these visuals that are on these black cards. It's from another life. And when I came into this dimension, I have a clear memory of other lives. As I tried to express this to other people, my parents, my brothers, I then started to realize, they're not going through what I'm going through. Maybe I should be talking about this. So my perspective of things are very different from other people. I process and analyze information every day, all day, and even in my sleep. I was able to learn all this information of knowing who I am and where I came from. And then I spent a lot of my time trying to figure out how to validate it within this world. How can I speak to somebody else about what I'm experiencing, even though it sounds crazy, and then try to explain it to them in a way to where I can show evidence, proof. That's what everything is about here. So there's proof that this matrix changes. It can alter. The information can alter based on the individual to form a perception to make their world appear real. Every explanation, everything that they diagnose or theories that they create, it basically can exist. So I was going to do like this video where I was gonna, kind of do like a documented PowerPoint presentation. Then I was like, nah, I ain't finna do all of that. There's other people already doing that. So if you look at my community tab, you'll see that I often put other people videos in there, kind of like a reference point. Geomancy is someone that is actually researching these alternative timelines and missing time. When I was in elementary school studying all this stuff, now when I went to school in elementary, this was in the late 80s. The books that we were studying from were really old books. And so much of that information that we learned, it doesn't even exist anymore. And I noticed that every generation, basically every 10 years, they keep changing the information. They change how you do math. They change history. They change science. They keep changing it. And I'm not talking about evolving. I'm talking about they're changing the definitions of what it is to kind of keep us lost, so where we can't communicate. One generation always thinks they know more than the next, but isn't actually speaking to the people that have been here for a certain amount of time, and they're actually processing it all. So I've been basically cataloging and processing all information in my waking state and in my sleeping state. When I go to sleep, I exist in several lives. I go through several lives, actually remember them, and live out other lives while I sleep. And when I wake up, it can be a matter of only 3 hours have passed, but I've spent probably a couple days or a week in my dream. So within a dream, you can practice on things, study things. You can exercise. And in my dreams, they're very detailed. They pretty much look like my waking state. I can touch things. I can eat, taste, smell, feel pain. Endless things that I can do within a dream. But all those things made me start thinking about this timeline of what happened. You know, what happened to those other two states, but it didn't fit an agenda. And how is it that everybody that exists in this dimension, they never question anything? You know, even if this is a game that we're existing in, why isn't anybody noticing the different aspects of it? We see that it's a magical place. Basically anything that we want to happen can happen here. There obviously was other civilizations here before us. I mentioned this in other videos too, where you see certain buildings that are duplicated all across this land in other countries. There obviously were giants. There were other type of creatures here that no longer exist here. There's land beyond what we called Antarctica and the ice wall, whatever like that. I also remember in the 80s in elementary, we had a solar eclipse. And the biggest thing that they kept telling us is, you know, you can't look at it because you'll go blind. You'll have these spots burned in your eyes if you look at it. And I was like, it doesn't make any sense. This is, if it's forming darkness, how can we go blind? And I think we made something out of a shoebox where we were supposed to look at it through it. I ain't do that. I looked straight up there at it. And I remember looking at it like, whatever that is, that's not in outer space. That's here. That's down here in the sky. Whatever I'm looking at. And I knew when I would get older, somehow this stuff is going to eventually get exposed. So let me I'm gonna pull 3 cards just to see what this energy is like for December. I feel like a lot of things are about to change in such a drastic way. What you think is normal will no longer be normal. And you're going to see a big surge in what people will be considered hybrid intuits. Kind of like me. I'm a jack of all trades. I can do all types of businesses. I know all types of information. I've already been documented as having a high IQ, but there's different IQs. It doesn't have, every definition of IQ doesn't have to do with retaining information. There's an IQ test that basically measures that you cannot be programmed. You know, no matter what type of emotional or psychological trauma I endure, it can't reprogram me to forget how I actually got here and who I am. So you're going to see a big surge of individuals talking about these other realities, bringing in information and creating things by basically pulling memories from other dimensions. All right, so the first card I got is the Magician in Reverse 1. Second card is the King of Swords upright. And the third card is the Tower in reverse. So just looking at it, it's kind of like what I just said, the Magician in reverse, King of Swords, but I'm gonna still read it out. Each card. Magician 1. The Magician represents choices and creative problem solving, a connection between imagination and reality. The Magician archetype is the first encounter for the Fool, indicating that we all must make crucial decisions on our life journey. The hooded figure uses his magical power to bring light into the darkness. The light is necessary for the figure to solve problems, fix what is broken, and make rational choices. Reverse deception, conning mistakes, something broken beyond repair, and failure. And then the next card is the King of Swords. You oversee the decision and do not need input from others. Make your choice and inform everyone else once you have decided. You may be called to negotiate a dispute. Symbolism: the wise face of an elder hovers above a single sword. He is the symbol of decisiveness. Upright, the final decision maker and judge. And then lastly, we have the Tower, which is 16. The Tower represents sudden, unexpected change that takes something we have built over time and rather quickly forces us to start over or reset. The Tower is the 16th encounter for the Fool, teaching the lesson that life is a construct and at any time it can be blown up, forcing us to make unexpected adjustments. Symbolism: figures fall from a monolithic structure as energy rips through the atmosphere around the tower. Now, the Tower card doesn't matter if it's upright or reverse, it still means the same thing. Unexpected change, sudden catastrophe, and traditions failing. So this coincides with what I said of traditional things, or what you think it is, it's about to flip. It's going to be a surge of new titles, new definitions, and it's going to come from an aspect to where it's going to scare most people. Yo, why did my screen just go out? Okay, I had to start that again. So let me give you an example of how things will change. A lot of people, when they talk about tarot, magic, cosmology, astrology, numerology, magic, spells, programming, they always label it a binary system. And those two categories are usually good, evil. Well, at some point, if you want to gain knowledge and know what you really are, you're going to have to eventually embrace both, because they are the whole, they are one. So it's like things that you fear and things that you label as bad people and demons, these labels are going to change. It's like all the things that you thought were good were actually the bad things. But learning how to use it in a way of, I'll give you an example of like a soldier. If someone did something real bad to a group of people and soldiers are used to take those people out, it's still perspective of what's good and bad. Did those soldiers actually protect people from more harm and danger? Was the intent of those people causing the harm, was it really actually bad? Was something actually done to them first? So there are so many things that can come into play before you label something. It's being in the middle of a scale and seeing both sides and knowing that there's a cause and effect. So I'll use me as an example. I can see things before they happen, know things before they happen, because I've existed many other times before. So certain programs, I automatically remember them. So I can tell you what's going to happen. And then I can also look at things, see the programming, and tell you what the effect is going to be, which allows me to be a jack of all trades. Even as a kid, I've done so many things. I started doing taxes when I was 15 years old, 15, 16. Reconfiguring companies at 16. Learning how to manage. I've changed things in the music industry, and I didn't get any notoriety for it. But it was me sitting back to observe myself of like, man, I'm really powerful because I can cause changes just based off of things that I speak about and the actions that I do. So this matrix is, you can change it in various ways just through thought. You don't always need tools, and that's what's going to come up within this, starting in December, coming up to all of 2024. And I'm not bashing the other intuitives. If you use certain tools like baths and oils and salts and crystals, you're basically going to see a hybrid of intuitives that don't need any of these modalities. They can just function off of thought. And that isn't a bad thing. And like I said, I'm not bashing anybody, because those tools are needed in order to learn about yourself, interact with all these different modalities to learn about yourself. But that is what the change is going to come into, is you're going to realize that your intuition can just speak to you, move you, guide you, and you don't have to be in this constant state of worrying or trying to see what your future is or trying to see what your cardology chart is. You're going to be able to see it for yourself. You're going to be able to see it in your dreams. You're going to have daydreams, day visions. You're going to start to see interactions with people you never met before that seem to be totally from left field. They share no cultural similarities as you, but you're going to be able to interact with these people and learn and enjoy time with these different types of people. And this is kind of like to get people out of social engineering. I'm going to probably do another video on my music channel, because I've kind of hit a brick wall with that channel too, because I want to speak about certain things, but I also understand on the music side, most people don't want to talk about the metaphysics of what it truly is, what entertainment is, what arts is, what music is, drawing. The things that we create are basically used against us in a art of war, especially music. It's vibrations, it's frequencies, it's creating magic, spells, or you can say you're creating programs. And when you have full knowledge of what you're doing when you're creating music, you're using your intuition to use vibrations. You can control people. You can influence people. You can manipulate people. So I've been trying to figure out how to assimilate all that information and still speak it on my music channel to teach people about how to actually look at music careers and music business. You should not be chasing fame. And that's what this new paradigm will be about, is this illusion that has been placed in front of you of the TikTokers, the YouTubers, these people that have been selected to be in the forefront. And then you put them up on a high pedestal because you go, well, they're making money. They're generating money. Who creates the money? It's not even being printed anymore. And you're probably sitting somewhere working 3 jobs and you're wondering how somebody that barely did anything is making millions. And then you see it in, the videos, you see it in music. All the censoring is around conforming you to follow these specific rules to where that's your only way of living. The only way that you're going to create some income is if you follow these rules. Well, not with the new people. And they're not really new people. These people, a lot of these people that you will start seeing, they've been here. Like myself, you will see, I guess I might as well say, you will start seeing us change things, changing the rules, changing your perception, giving you a new lens and filter to see things. So, especially in business, because I know at the beginning of the year, they got this new tax law for LLCs. Basically, they eliminated anonymity. I hope I said that right. So nothing is really private anymore. The things that all the private companies were doing to stay in power, the independents were learning that too. So now, to stop those independent people coming up learning those tricks of the trade, they're just trying to push you out by creating new laws. Instead of worrying about all these new laws, new systems can be put in place to eliminate those laws and those old systems. So that's what it is. Let me show the cards again. Well, I didn't show the cards at first anyway. The Magician upright. The Magician reverse. The King of Swords. Camera over here, I'm tripping. King of Swords upright. And the Tower in reverse. So that's all I got. And I'm gonna holler at you guys later.